Yo, yo, yo. Thank y'all for tuning in again to the Voice Unheard Podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Dominic Evans. And the intro has changed again. I'm gonna just go ahead and plug myself. I got a new song dropping on Friday, Day Outside. That was a sample of it. But y'all know I always come to my podcast and I treat it like our podcast, so I don't want to promote myself too much. This is about us and getting better as people. So with that being said, there's a topic that's been brewing in my mind, kind of like two topics actually. And wherever you at, I hope you sipping your tea, drinking your coffee, drinking your water. Make sure you getting your water in. Taking care of yourself. It's an early morning here. Let's just take some deep breaths and relax, Life ain't that serious, but it's serious at the same time. Only things that we make and want to make serious. So the two topics that's been brewing in my mind is there is no such thing as perfection. And we already know this part. But also, I want to tie it into originality and how everybody has lost their originality and individualism. Now, let's see how we're going to make this tie in, but I think I can do it. I'm more than capable. Let's tackle the first thing. Perfection doesn't exist. I always say this, if you have an idea, you have a business, you have a song, you have a book, you have something that you want to create, don't wait until you think it's perfect. There's never a perfect time to put it out or to show your art or show you just in general. Actually, let's forget about our hobbies and our things we want to turn into careers. Let's focus on ourselves. Shit, I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. And one thing that gets to me is you may have people that have high expectations of other people. Your job may think you can't make mistakes. Your friends may think you can't make mistakes. Your spouse, your siblings. But people really think when you say you're not perfect, they really think that you're making an excuse. But in reality, it's just no, that's what it really is, You're not perfect. We all have issues. And I'm not the type to, if somebody say there's something wrong with me, I'm not the type to say it's something wrong with them. I don't point the fingers back to other people. It's all about accepting our flaws, and that's what makes us different. And I think I found a way to tie this in to the loss of originality. But that's what makes us different, that nobody is perfect. And one thing that I really don't like is the people that do think they are perfect. And I won't lie, sometimes I get caught up in myself and think that I sometimes can think I'm perfect. Sometimes. Or I won't put out a song until I think it's perfect. Or I won't release something that I really want to show the world until I think it's perfect. A lot of people think that is a characteristic of being hard on yourself. And I always been hard on myself. My parents already know this. When I was growing up, I always had A's and B's, and if I get a C, I definitely didn't like that. So I was one of those kids. But I keep telling myself that perfection doesn't exist. Like Dom, perfection doesn't exist. Hey, you, if you listening, it doesn't exist. If your job wants you to be perfect, you can't. If your spouse wants you to be perfect, you can't. Your friends want you to be perfect, you can't. If you are waiting to release something to the world that you've just been dying to show everybody, put it out now. I want to show you how deep the rabbit hole goes for me of perfection. I really enjoy making music so much and doing audio engineering and writing songs to the point that when I go to bed, I think about, yo, I can't wait to wake up and do this all over again. That's how excited I get. But the thing is, it's like, at the same time, when I do go to bed, I'm like, yo, I can't wait to wake up and make that song sound the way I want it to sound. Or mix that song to make it sound the way I want it to sound. And I can go ahead and tell you right now, this ain't one of them places where I be like, yo, I'm ready to go to work and kill it. And nah, that's not me. And I say that because a lot of people dedicate things to work, a lot of energy to work. And then when they get off of work, they don't have energy to put into themselves. Spend time on what you want to do. And I always say this, adjusting and correcting the things that you love to do. But I'm getting off topic. Back to perfection doesn't exist. Let me tell you how this makes us different. Have you thought of and this is where I'm about to tie it in to my other topic of originality. Have you thought, and it just hit me, have you thought that perfection doesn't exist, but everything is becoming the same because everybody is too scared not to be perfect, which is killing originality. Boom, look how I put that together. Now let me go ahead and head over to my other topic, how I think originality is being killed. Because everybody is scared of not being perfect, we just want to follow trends. We just want to be robots. We just don't want to be ourselves anymore. So we think there's a path already made for our personality, for who we need to be. You go to a new job, they already have all the SOPs you need. Your friends, they tell you, oh, if my friends ain't doing this, then that ain't that. You got people saying, if my husband or if my wife ain't doing this, then they give you no room to not be perfect. And with that said, it's just like the originality is gone. Everybody is the same. I was watching a young man on YouTube, and I forgot his name because I wish I could shout him out. But he said, when's the last time you met somebody that was actually different, that made you be like, that person is different? Because I can honestly say it's been a while for me since somebody has wowed me. Like, I'd be like, yo, they brain thinks very different. I think we too scared of originality, and you can't say certain things. You can't do certain things. And it's all starting in our brains and in our minds. There's like an invisible governor on our minds. And I don't know where it's coming from, whether it's the government, whether it's social media. But something is killing our originality where everybody is doing the same thing and nobody is different. I think that was the beauty of pre-social media. Like, you had to get outside. You had to find your own way. You had to do something that you liked. When's the last time you did something you liked? Not what you saw on social media or not what somebody told you about and you tried and you liked it, but that you actually experienced on your own. Yeah, we came a long way, but I think we got a little off path. I want to get back to being original and being able to show my flaws of how I'm not perfect, because I think that's what really makes us different. Everybody looks the same, wearing the same style, smelling the same cologne, perfume, doing the same thing, same hobbies because it's a trend. Spending so much time on social media because we all became robots. Listen to too much propaganda so we believe the same things. Go to the same schools year in, year out so we all learn the same things. Not willing to unlearn what we learned because half of it isn't true. I think it was set up since birth for us to be unoriginal. It was all intentional for us to all follow on the same path. And there's only a few black sheep that will be different and be willing to show their flaws. And my question to you is, are you willing to be different? Or are you just willing to be the same like everybody else? In other words, are you willing to drop not being perfect and just show the world and be proud that you're not perfect? Let that make you who you are. Let that make you be different and stand apart from everybody else. So if you are a faithful listener, or if you tune into the Voice Unheard Podcast weekly every Tuesday, I appreciate you. But I just really want to encourage you to get back to being original. Get off your phone. Get outside. Get back to doing something you love. And also, don't be afraid of not being perfect. And before I get out of here, I just want to give a shout out to a podcast that I love to listen to as well, called Empowered Voices. Go check out the podcast. I'm sure you'll enjoy it as much as you enjoy this one. And as always, I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in every week. And if you love my music, I appreciate you. Feel free to share it on social media, tag me, whatever. Like I said, a new song is coming out on Friday, 11/18. I said 11/18. 10/18. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in again, as I always say. I love y'all, and until next time, I'm out.